You should make that's 6,000 and ask you to make receipt for how much? For the 6,000. So you will gain 1,000 on top of it, and you make your 5,000. That is the cost of the thing, and the person will go and make 1,000 on top of it. So you're asking whether is it correct? It's up to you. Listen, hey, you will not like me. Listen. I want to ask you a question. All right? If I need a book, all right, and the book is in Douala, but I can't go to Douala, all right, and this book is 500 francs, and I need you to go and buy this book for me, and you charge me 1,000, are you wrong? You now want to defraud the technician. Why? I'm just asking you a question. The technician, you don't know the price he's paying to come and purchase. So he has become a breach. You don't want it, sir. Go and buy for yourself. That's one way to look at it. That he too is looking at it from a business perspective. So my job was to put the TV. Bring me TV, I will put it. But if you're asking me to go and buy it and bring it, I should make some profit from it. I know that your religious mind is telling you no for what, but that's what you do. The only difference is that you don't write receipt. Yes. Now listen. Some of you are hearing this now. You are saying that for what? For what? Put the actual. That's why your things are still. You are selling at 5,000. That's why I say it's up to you. If you decide that you don't want the business, tell the person, no, I won't do it. That should be at your discretion. But if somebody else does it, don't go now and start judging them. Let God be the judge at the end. Because if I were in business, talk about me, and I'm there, I'm selling my TVs, and this TV is 5,000. I'm talking and people who watch this. This TV is 5,000, and you come to buy 20 of my TV, and you tell me to add 1,000 on top of this thing. I've added these things. I've added these things. I'm not losing. And I don't know the price you pay to come here. So you make your own profit. That's why when we are building, I tell you, go and buy yourself, because I'm aware that it's okay for technician to add a small thing on top. Okay, you are expecting him to go and buy how? And go and negotiate and go and find you are sitting in your house comfortable. Let's be realistic, practical. You don't like my answer, leave it. Who asked question? Yes.
Good evening, my father.
Yes.
Thank you for the privilege. I want to ask that, is it okay for a Christian businessman to borrow in doing business?
That's a very important question. You want me to answer it? Is it okay for a Christian businessman to borrow and to do business? Yes, no. Let me explain. I prefer to use the word loan than borrow. Most of you will not understand what I will say now, but as you grow, you will understand. It is, as a business person, don't loan money to buy liabilities. Most of you, your problem is that the monies you loan is to satisfy your pleasure and your early gratifications. You loan money to buy a car. You loan money to pay rent. You are foolish. You loan money to go and do COGDA. You loan money to go and do wedding. All of that is foolishness. I hope you know that Israel became rich by borrowing from the Egyptians. God was the one that told them to go and borrow. It was a means of transfer of wealth. But it was not the borrowing to go and waste. For those that are in my special class, when I begin to teach you about deep things, I will tell you. You want to be where? Every billionaire you know, Christian and unchristian, apart from us men of God, whom God is our source, is a debtor. What they owe, if they tell you, you will not sleep, but they are sleeping. Because in business, indeed, which they don't teach you, nobody uses their money to do business. You don't know that. So even as I'm talking like that, your mind is saying for what? For you don't know many things. You don't know how this well operates. And so you cannot take advantage of it. Do you both know that there was a man in the Bible Jesus quoted and said he's wiser than the children of the kingdom. He was walking under a man and he had given loans and things to people. And then when the time came, the master came to ask for an account. The man realized that he will be found wanting and he will resort to him being fired. Do you know what he did? He went to all the people that were owing and told them to change what is there. He said, if you're owing 10, write 6. If you're owing 5, write 2. If you're owing this, write that. And Jesus commended him that he is wiser than the sons of the kingdom in dealing with the issues of money. He reduced the price. He reduced what they were owing. He gained favor with them. Jesus says so that when it happens that they fire him, he will go now to this one and say, that extra, that money will be, not give me, or just give me like 200 from there. He will still have something. Jesus didn't insult him. He told us to learn from him. Because when you get into the well, you are supposed to be as wise as serpent, harmless as dove. The wisdom you use to deal with the well is Satan, is a serpent wisdom, serpent, snake. I know why I'm telling you why many of you go into the business well and you are trying to be a good, no, not that you're not a Christian, a good, in quote, your good Christian is not the correct one. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this way are in their generation wiser than the children of light. So back to what you were saying. There is a level of business, an enterprise you will not get into until you learn to, until you have the courage to loan, to take some certain loans. I'm telling you, just know that it's only those in that class I will tell them when to take a loan. Don't just say go and take a loan for any kind of thing. There's what you take a loan for. And that is what will shoot you up. How many of you know? I was telling some people here. I don't know. I've taught some people. Some of you pay more taxes than Dangote. Yes. Because, I don't know about Cameroon very well, but you don't pay taxes on debt. So what they do is that they will go and borrow the money to start the company. So the company is in deficit. He can't be asking him to pay tax until he breaks even. You don't know. That's how they maneuver taxes. I was reading Donald Trump here. He bought a property from New York City. Brothers and sisters, this is what he did. The property was about $10 million. You know how much is $10 million? You don't know, so just relax. Please listen. The property was about $10 million. He didn't have the money. He was 27 years old then. Some of you are already older. So he had to loan the money. But to get the loan from the bank, there were certain things the bank wanted. Guarantee that this property will be able to be generating the income that will be coming back as payment of the loan. So the bank required that there are certain taxes on that property that if the tax remain, he will never be able to pay the loan. So Donald Trump decided to maneuver the tax system. What did he do? The guy who was selling the company, the loan on the company was, the taxes was about 6 million. Yes, 6 million. And then, so you, altogether, it makes 10 million. So he told the guy that this property, the bank may seize it from you and sell it. So let me give you 10 million, but let 6 million go to pay the tax. You keep your 4 million. You get the point. So it will be 10 million. All right. The guy said, okay, if you can give me that, I will take it. He said, the property was almost going off. Then he got to the city, the bank that was supposed to loan him the money, the city bank. And he told them that, okay, when he gets the property, if they give him the money, I know you will not understand the whole dynamics, but when they give him the money, he will buy the property and sell it back to them for $1. So they gave, on the basis that they will lease the property back to him for 99 years. And he will not pay taxes for 20 years, for 40 years. You have confused. They gave him the money. He bought the property and sold it back to them for $1. Then they leased it to him for free for 99 years. And he will not pay tax for 40 years. So after 99 years, the city will take back the property. You don't even understand what has happened. I is paying no tax on that property. You don't even understand anything. You are just shy. Ask me question. I'll answer you. Please, yes, give my there. I'm just helping you people. Okay, you have a question. Ask then.
Thank you, my father. Daddy, I want to ask.
You're holding my like somebody wants to sing. Ask.
I want to ask if it's okay to negotiate your deal with your opponent on a blank table. Like if you are buying, like if I need 10 feet of materials and you say okay, you want to buy them, is it okay for me to add it to be 12 since you want to go and buy?
I don't understand one bit of that question. Did anybody understand what he said? Okay.
Like what I'm actually saying is, most times when I'm doing an estimate,
yes,
if I'm buying, I don't do an overall with.
Hold on. You are the technician.
Yes.
All right. I am the one who wants you to do me a job. Yes. So you're asking that, is it okay for you to prepare your estimate and exceed the estimate?
When you are the one buying.
I'm the one buying.
Yes.
And I want 10. Eh?
I make it. My work is
my
10.
work require
10, yes.
10.
But you want to buy.
Jesus. I want a job to be done. Cement, okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Now, okay, I'm supposed to go and buy, and you decided to add the number of cement.
Yes, like for instance, I was the one to go do the buying.
Yes.
Yeah, they unfortunately say, okay, no, you go buy. I changed the list. Okay. Yes, I changed the list.
All right.
I send you to buy.
Now you are making a mistake now because you are doing that out of anger and resentment. You did not gain anything from there. So that's almost like foolishness. No, my extra materials, I will know my number of bags I bought.
No.
Eh? No. Let me tell you something. I say be practical and realistic. If I was building, for instance, I'm a builder, I build, and the estimate of maybe doing this place is 10 bags cement, I will not write 10. I may write 15. I may write 12. This is not me trying to dupe you first. It has nothing to do with that. It's for my safety. Because these things you don't know. For instance, you would do with glass. What if you come and a glass breaks? It will be on you. You bear the cost. Because we have agreed on 10. And I paid for 10. And my job requires 10. You will have to find out that. So what you do is that you factor in your risks in your budgeting. That is being practical. It's not you being angry because the man wants to go and buy.
I wasn't angry.
No, I'm just saying.
Yes, I wasn't angry.
Because you made the statement that, so you have made the list 10, but the man now wants to go and buy, you now add it. So if you were the one going to buy, you would have bought 10. Which is still wrong on your part.
No, it was, on my part, it's not wrong because my risk is already there.
No, if your risk is already in the 10, then why add it? It's that one that is wrong. Yes. Yes. Calm down, please. I hope this is helpful. I'm not just trying to. You know, when I'm teaching practical things, some of you think I'm wasting my time. Or I'm just trying to excite you. Come. No, that is, you see, this is what I'm saying, what mom is saying now. That's the area of practicality. In school, they teach you that you don't fail. You will fail, no matter how much you know. Actually, every business has already factored in the risks. Even in hospitals, the risks. You're not understanding what I'm saying. You are not understanding. How do I help you people? Eh? No. The problem people are having now is that you are trying to apply one and the same scenario for two different professions. Risks are different. And based on the different, risks are different based on professions. And based on the risk value is calculated differently. How the builder will calculate these risks and factor it in is different from how a doctor will factor it. I'm telling you that all hospitals have already factored in the risks, even in what you pay. So they don't need to even factor it again. That's why they don't charge you extra. But in the thing you paid, you know that, right? Risk factors are already inside. Because they know that failure is a possibility. And so if the failure comes, they should not need to charge you again. So you get the point I'm saying. That is the part. You must understand that practical side. Even your own, this thing, is the same thing. If you don't understand it, your conscience will be beating you on nothing. You'll be saying that maybe you are not a child of God. You are a child of God. Did I go? All right. Questions? I hope I'm helping you.
Daddy, thank you. Please, I want to ask, how do you choose a business?
All right, I will come to that. That's the end. Last question. There. 1, 2, and then we go to that last one. And then.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Daddy.
Yes.
All right. I want to ask a question. Working with hospitals, with institutions, how do you handle a case where the manager of an institution wants you to I don't know if I should say back his corrupt practices, whereby he has the power to sign a deal, a contract with you, and he wants maybe the cost of the contract, of the material, just like we're asking here, it's about $1 million, and he comes and he needs a receipt of $2 million from your company. Now, how do you handle that, given that your actual customer is the institution, not the individual?
You have to value first. I'm being practical. Not. I hope people don't go now and say that this is not a Christian. Yes. Okay. I'm being practical. In business, it's about value. About what? Value. Which of these two people have more value? To you. You will not know. Now you can answer. Between the individual and the institution, who shall have more value to the business you are doing? The individual has more value to the business. So who has more value again? I'm asking you, is it the institution or the individual? You make a mistake. Because you just said now that the individual can accept and then another person comes and reject. So you don't even know yet who to value in your business. The person that has more value then is the institution, not the individual. Because the individual can agree with you and somebody in the institution changes it. Is that not what you just said now? When it's gone. So at the end of the day, who is more valuable to you as far as that business is concerned? What will remain? Yes, it's the institution that will remain. The manager will be changed. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't calculate, be practical. If I enter this deal with this man, he will leave office, but the company will continue to operate. What if the next person that is coming is a very straightforward person, and he finds this and decided not to deal with us again? We would have lost more money than we gained dealing with this man like this. So I'm talking being practical. On that note, you tell the man, no, sir, we cannot go that far. Let's meet somewhere. I know you want to get your own share, but this will be too much on the company. This will be too much on your institution. So we cannot do that. And then you determine the value you can. If I use a word you will not understand. Everybody say compromise. That's the word. You must compromise in business. You must. If you can't take me, you don't take it. You go there, and because you jump shop. Yes, let's have a question.
Okay, Daddy, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'm sorry, you will permit me take us a little bit back before that will permit me to ask my question. Yesterday, what you taught was so inspirational. You demonstrated something practical that led to prayers and non-prayer activities. When you brought a little kid before us, it is from there I want to take a reference before I ask my question. There are certain levels you need prayers, serious prayers. Now, somebody started his business, going to the bakery, coming out with 20 buns, sell them, and he keeps money. The business is moving up to the level that he has a shopping mall. At a certain level, he goes bankrupt. Now, at this point, is it prayers that will reinstate him, or is it practical? At this point, That's my question, sir.
All right. Thank you for your question. Celebrate God now. The Bible says we should pray without ceasing, so pray always. Whether you, you see, you pray, there is the prayer you pray, and make sure that if it is an issue that requires prayer, we deal with it in prayer. But after you have prayed, you have to face the problem practically. Because even when you pray, God answers you with an idea to come out from bankruptcy. And you have to apply the idea to come out from that bankruptcy. Do you get the point now? So you address it in prayer to make sure that if there is any satanic operation, let it be cancelled. Do you get that? But after you have prayed, God now will show you how to come out. That's when you know to apply practical steps on how to come out. And sometimes your bankruptcy may just be a little negligence, because Satan takes advantage of our negligence to deal with us. So God will show you, this is the area, this is the area, this is the area. Do like this, and out you come out. So if you don't know that, did I answer you like that? So there is a practical side and there is a spiritual side. You pray and you are practical. All right. The last question for tonight. I hope I've tried with you people.
Good evening, Daddy.
Yes.
Good evening, church. Daddy, I want to ask a question. Is it okay to allow unbelievers to take percentages of your business? Because sometimes they may really have a lot of money.
You see, we are practical. Do you sell to unbelievers?
Yeah, I sell both.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So your products are good for them, but your business is not good for them to be partners. You see, those are the things. God does not expect us to live our lives without interacting with these people. The only thing is, don't become like them. Do you get the point? Joseph worked for who? Was he born again? Was he a believer? Daniel worked with who? Nebuchadnezzar kind of people who was building their own gods. Babylonian people. He worked there and was successful. So back to your question, is it okay for you allow unbelievers to have shares in your company? That's what you're asking. Why not? The only thing is that you must protect the company to make sure that you remain the highest shareholder. And that's a wisdom most of you don't have. The truth is this. The truth is, your idea is more expensive than the money in somebody's pocket. That's the thing you don't know. I asked a question to those who I'm going to be training. I said they should all, by the time I want to teach them, they should all come with the market cap of their business, the value of their business. Someone wrote me and said, their business does not have yet a value. I said, that's, you see, and when you are in business and you don't even know the value of your business, I said, so if somebody comes to partner with you, you will tell them that you don't know the value. Because you are calculating value-based, capital value-based only on cash. How much is your idea? That is how you calculate the value. So somebody is coming now to be part of the business. Don't look at the fact that I don't have money to now be checking up. No. This idea, I know what it will become. So this is what I will give you. There is a group I want all of you to go and research. All right? It's called the Billionaires. Is it the Billionaires Club or something group? I know I say Billionaires Club, you have thought of Nigerian film. It's a group of men, and that's something that I want to become. I want to do. And I'm going to talk Mr. Kepe Jackson when he retires to do, to raise people. These are a group of men who have money, cash. And they know that cash is not real wealth. So they have formed a panel. Is where I got my inspiration from. They form a panel where they allow young people to come and pitch their business ideas to them. And when they do pitch their business ideas to them, they ask questions. And if the business idea is good, they ask you, how much do you need as investment? You hear young people who come there and say, I need 100 million. Because if you ask anything below 10 million, they can't give you. You must go above. They are billionaires. So one young man, a lady came there one time and said, she has a business of honey. She doesn't go to school. She was working in town. She left the village and came to work as house help in town. And so she came with honey from the village and discovered that the honey was good and people bought it. So she kept buying from the village and selling in town. But so she wants to expand the business and to package it and do all these things and be selling. And she thinks that she can make this amount of profit per this time. They ask her how much she needs. She said 50 million. Because she wants to go and patronize all the villagers that produce the honey. And then packaging and all of those things she explained. And then one person said, okay, I will, because normally all of them there will join to take charge of it. One person says he's taking all. I'll give you all the 50 million. And I will take 30% of the business. I'll give you 50 million and I have 30% of the business. You will give me back my 15 million when, no, without interest. Yes. And the girl that's a village girl. Her life just changed. So they are trying to shut down this bank system where interest is added on what they give you to do business. Instead, they take a percentage. So the girl said, sir, 30% is too much now. Eh? The man said for 50 million. He says, sir, this thing will work. Then the man said, the fact that you have this confidence, what percentage do I take? The girl said 15. He said, I will take 15. So the man will own 15% of the business. Then you think the man has lost? He will gain back his 50 million, and then forever, 15% of the profit is coming to him. So he's not working. The money is working for him. I'm just telling you how people think. So don't minimize your idea. You understand why I'm telling you this? Don't minimize your idea and say it's nothing. Prepare it well and pitch it out well. Okay. If you want to clap, clap. Take my turn.
As a believer, is it wrong how can you advise us partnering with unbelievers, like in their own businesses, like not, let me see, nightclub. Can I go and work there? Since you quoted the issue
nightclub is that
you quoted the issue of Daniel working for, they were building their gods. So that's what I'm asking, because
it was not Daniel that was building the gods.
No, someone might be asking, you see, that someone might just think, okay, they can partner with us, but can I partner with them?
There's partnership. Listen, don't take me out of context, because it's possible. People now go and say that this we can work with unbelievers, and your own is to go and work in nightclub. That's not what I meant. Daniel was not working in nightclub. I made it clear that the goal is not to become like them. And you cannot go now and be doing nightclub. You have already become like them. Daniel did not bow to the gods. Daniel did not bow to the gods. Meshach and Abednego did not bow to the gods. They did the honest job that was required of them. Is that understood? So that is what it means. I can partner with anybody as far as the business idea is legit and you have the experience to prove that this thing can deliver. I can partner with you. Because when it comes to making money, the principles of making money do not respect whether you are a Christian or not. Okay. The things you go and buy in the market, you buying it from believers. Don't you know you are in partnership with them? Exchange. You give them money, you collect their stuff. That's partnership. The things you buy from China, are they born again? They worship dragons. So you select because of your value as a child of God, you know what kind of partnership to get with an unbeliever, what business to partner with them. If the business is not an honest one within the range of your faith, you don't enter. But if the business has no effect on your faith, you feel free if it's something that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, some of you will have license to go and buy from China, and the person you go and buy from does not know God. And you have to be in partnership with them. Sometimes you even negotiate with them to send you sell before you pay. Have I made sense to you? Good. So the last question that was asked here, what was their question again?
They said, how do you choose a business?
Okay. All of you take out those paper you wrote. Take it. Read what is on your number 10. Please, let's do this exercise now. You asked me, how do you choose a business? What's number 10 for you?
Help small and medium-sized enterprises brand and market themselves.
That's your business. Start with that one. All of you read number 10. To deal with
corruption.
To deal with corruption.
You said we should write problems. Mine is a problem.
Yes.
Normalization of immoral values and trends.
That is a good business for you. All of you, your number 10 will be your greatest passion. Most of you. Number 1, number 10, and the last one. So choose between those three where to start. Yeah, number 1 is what?
Transportation problem by creating a transport system that can serve you.
What are you planning to do now? Is that not it? That number 10 is what you are planning to do. Number 1 is poverty reduction. Number 10. Where is that number 10? The problem of the absence of God in our school system. And that's what you are trying to do now. The last one, the first one, and the number 10. Number 10.
Solving land issues.
You think it's prophecy? It's not prophecy. It's psychological. Do it. It makes a lot. All people, all age, just create the home. And if you look at your number 10, you have a lot of things around you that can assist you do it. Now. See, everybody's in charge. What is it?
My number 1 says is to own a hall for family night.
Hall for family night, number 1, number 10.
I don't have number 10.
That means you are out. That's why I insisted that do it to the 20th. I know it. Listen, the assignments I give you is not coming out of blue. There are people I'm studying. Business tycoons. Schools. They gave this assignment to come up with the best business plans. And this is how they got to come up with the psychology. If you ask them to do up to 20, the 1st, the 10th, and the 20th will be it. So it's not prophecy. It's from a business school. You hear nightclub, you say, but you know hear gospel because something has told you that nightclub is bad. Where? And that will be a business that will strive. I'm telling you, because we want to go to nightclub. But we are looking for the one that will accommodate us. Yes. And a lot of us here, we partner with such a thing. I should finish preaching on the Sunday evening, and we go and, I can shower. I can shower. Yes. And eat red chickens and all. DJ Saka comes there. The revelation comes and just begin. It will excel. See how now, see. That one is what? Shortage of water. Number 10. Number 20.
Number 10 is illiteracy. High rate of illiteracy. Then number 20, agriculture.
Agriculture. That's it. Agriculture. So choose between number 1, number 10, and number 20. Start with the one that you think you have the available resources to accomplish it. I've overhelped you people. You're already doing 1. You're already doing 2 already. So I'll just tell you now. Number 1 is what? What did I say you should do? Is that not it? Architectural plan drawing. That is it. Those of you up there, what do you have? You have what? Has somebody been blessed? Your number 1 is agriculture. Your number 10 is land. Transport. See, just see the magic. Agriculture, land, transport. You, eyeglass, your own is what? To settle unemployment, number 1.
Number 10, more vocational training center. Number 20, family planning.
You see where this thing is? You take it like a joke. Those things I told you, mark them. And start thinking of building your brand from there. Now, I'm not saying you will not do the others. All those ideas can come to pass. But I'm showing you where you can start. Because he asked a question, how do you discover a business? How to do a business is another thing, but how to discover it, I've shown you. Anybody up, you people, what's your number 1?
And number 1 is opening a company that deals with household furnitures.
Number 10.
Number 10, opening a non-profit restaurant to feed older IDPs who can't feed and fend for themselves.
Correct. Number 20.
Number 20, opening recreative spaces that are up to standard.
Number 1, food.
Food.
Number 10, hospital. Number 20, I have not arrived.
You have not arrived. So start with your number 1. Yes. All right. I hope we are good. We are good, right? At least we can pray at this level, right? So maybe next time I will teach you now the principles of business, the different principles that can enable you to do business. Bow your head and just thank the Lord if you have learned something. Live here with one desire to be practical.